So today is a day of firsts. I'm filming outside. I worked out today. I don't know, I decided to, come outside. It's kind of nice. This very clutch lemon tree going on in the background. Like, it's pretty lit. So decided to enjoy the backyard a little bit, get some vitamin D without dying because I'm not wearing sunscreen. That's bad, everybody. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. With this beautiful bright day that we have outside after all the rain that we had, I'm gonna talk about divorce because I want to, and that's pretty much it. As of recently, I've been watching a lot of serial killer documentaries. Don't know why, can't help it. True crime, everything. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I have a fascination as to why people have a motivation to do things in general, but then also when they do really, really wrong things, like, I find that interesting. The last case I was watching that actually caught my attention like a lot was the Chris Watts case, and if you don't know anything about it, I highly recommend watching the Jim Can't Swim criminal psychology channel, because him and his team do a great job of breaking down all the kind of stuff like interrogation tapes, evidence, blah blah blah, all of it. It's just well done. Anyways, so I've seen a lot of videos about this case because I just found it incredibly interesting, because just like, what happened to divorce? That was the only thing that could come into my mind as I was watching this stuff. Was like, what happened to the sanctity of divorce? The whole reason why this dude offed his entire family is because he wanted to start over. He found some new chick. Apparently she was the business. He just didn't want his old life anymore. And I was like, okay, fair. You never know who's going to come into your life and bring in that childlike excitement that you used to have, when you remembered you was like 20 something in love or something like that. I don't know nothing about that. To then make the decision to make sure that your wife and kids never exist again, just so you can go off with some side chick. I don't know how I feel about that. That feels very well, actually I do know how I feel about that. It's terrifying. It's weird. I don't like it. Now, obviously, Chris Watts was very mentally unstable, because you don't just make that kind of decision on a regular Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all things considered, like, this is somewhat of a rare case. But in any case, it got me thinking about my personal feelings about divorce. And again, because it's my channel, I'm just going to say something about it because I want to. So, like, for me, when I was younger, I considered partnership, marriage, whatever you want to call it, to be like this impenetrable fortress, just like you, me against the world and these punk ass kids. Like, that's what I thought it was. But apparently the world is a little bit more complicated than that. So, but that being said, my first memories of actually conceptualizing what divorce was actually pretty positive, because there was somebody in the family, I ain't saying who, we all know, but we ain't saying who, they went through a divorce. And at first I felt really sad, but over the years, it kind of proved that the person not being in their life anymore was probably one of the best things that has happened. That kind of made me think, well, maybe divorce isn't all that bad. Maybe divorce isn't really like, the worst thing that could happen to somebody. You could get killed by your husband. That sounds kind of worse than divorce, in my opinion. But anyways, and I think the main reason why I think so positively about divorce, which I know that sounds weird, because obviously there are cases and times in which people use divorce to mess over somebody's life entirely, and for that, that's terrible. But I'm not talking about those people. I just think for me, the reason why I think about divorce so positively is because it allows people to start over and to experience change as it happens. I just think that for those who are well, let me scale back, because I'm going to say something crazy and then it's not going to be true and then whatever. But what I'm trying to get at is that I just feel like the idea of not believing in divorce, or at least some of the merits of divorce, could kind of lead to ideas of ownership, or the inability of not knowing when to let something go. In a sense, I feel like that leads to some sort of controlling behaviors or ideas, and I'm not about that. I think what gets me the most about possibly controlling behaviors is that people that are controlling, don't really know the meaning of keeping something together because they don't think they're ever going to lose it. And to me, that that is a type of mindset that I don't mess with. I don't know. I guess I just feel like, in my opinion, of course, marriage or partnership, whatever, is about learning and growing with the person as much as you are able to. And then when you get to a point where there's no room to grow, like at all, no up, no down, no left, no right, then that's when you have to kind of reconsider, is this the type of relationship for me? I feel like that's fair. Just like how friends grow apart, couples grow apart, all that kind of stuff. And look, it's not like we don't know this, because America is really good at getting married and divorcing. This is not necessarily a new concept. I'm just saying that for me, this is why it's kind of important that whoever I'm with kind of gets that, kind of believes in the efficacy of divorce. Like, it sounds a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fatalistic, that seems too strong. But I mean, it kind of sounds like, I'm already looking for like a cop out or something like that, but that's really not the case. I guess what I'm looking for is, why did this turn into a personals ad? Anyways, I just feel like it's important that someone can love you enough to know when to let go, even when you don't want to, Now this is easy for me to say, because I ain't never been in no situation where I wanted to hold on to somebody and they were like, no, I want to leave. I'm like, no, please stay. Like, I ain't got time for that. And that's why I am successfully single. So, hey. And I guess another part of the whole, like, knowing when to let somebody go is not so much just that, but just like the controlling person doesn't really see an individual, it's like if you don't know when to let somebody go, you probably don't see them as a full person with rights, thoughts, and ideas to begin with. And you probably just see them more as a possession or just like a status in life. Like, oh yeah, that's my husband, that's my wife, that's my domestic partner, blah, blah, blah. As opposed to, this is the person who has chosen to spend the rest of their life with me. I feel like there's a difference in that. So, yeah. Well, my phone's about to overheat. I think someone's going to have a party. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, thanks.